Hi, all you out there in YouTube land. This is Chibi here with Luna, my 5-star Tong Tong, and you can see she's a bit naked right now. I was just actually messing around with her, cleaning some spots up on her, and decided to finally get her magnets glued in and everything because they didn't come glued in. They were there, like in the pieces, but not glued in. And I decided to wing a doll review. For those of you who don't know, Luna is a 5-star Tong Tong girl. Um, I got her from Mint on Card, and she was an in-stock doll, so I didn't have to wait, so I don't know anything about that. But um, for the price, there was a few problems I wish I didn't have to deal with. But nonetheless, I love her to death. So I'm gonna kind of just let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Her feet are pretty nicely detailed. Let's see if I can get anything. And then we have her knee joints, which are your kind of boxy knee joints. And she's washing out so bad. Let me see if I can turn this off. See if that does any better. Okay. These are your kind of normal boxy joints. She cannot, like some dolls, go all the way and sit on her knees. As you see, it kind of just doesn't work. And sueding really wouldn't do anything for that. That's her natural kind of as far as she goes. Her hip joints do really well. She sits great. I don't have, like some of my dolls, I kind of have to manipulate their chest or something like that to get them to actually stay sitting, but in general, she sits really well, and I don't have any problems with that, really. She has the swivel hip kind of thing, so she can turn her leg, and she has a very short torso joint right here, which does that, and then goes back. And you might be able to hear the clicking because there's actually, let's see if I can get it in here. There's a little ball right in there. There's two little holes right there, and then a ball at the bottom where she actually locks in place. So she locks like that or locks like that. The only thing about this joint I don't really like, and I don't know if it's all 5-star dolls or just happen to be mine, but she's not flat right here. Like there's some kind of, you can feel the joint when she's at straight position, but it doesn't really bother me much because she's not naked very often unless I'm cleaning her. And then you have your average joint up here, which is kind of, she stays pretty well. As you saw, she just kind of jumped back on me, but she stays pretty well. You could probably sway that and get her to stay a little bit better. Her arm joints are your just average right there, and her elbows are the same as her knee joints. They're that box. The only thing I say that I don't really like about her arm joints is you really have to kind of manipulate them. Like she'll do like that really easily, but to get her to do this, you have to kind of play with her joints and get her to do it. She will, for the most part, stay with her arms. They're a little bit kind of swingy. She's hit me a few times. But I think some sueding would really help her arms out a lot. The biggest problem I had is I got her because I wanted her to be a cat demon. So I have her little kitty paws hands in here. And I didn't get her normal hands out for this video because they're wrapped up in bubble wrap and with a bunch of other random body parts I have. So, but it took me a while to get her joints where she'll actually pose her hands. Like, I don't know if the hook got twisted around, but before it was just like you could flick it and her hand would go like that. And they still don't pose very well. They're very kind of just where I'll get them posed where I want, and you just barely touch them and they go and go the opposite direction. But they do pose eventually once you've played with them for a while. I'm thinking of sueding actually in her hand joints, and I need to suede in her yeah. her elbow joints. Sorry, it's really late at night here. This is kind of off the one thing. Her neck, let's see it right here. Her neck is pretty poseable, but I will say it's poseable now because I sueded her neck. The bottom of her head, let's see. I can't do it. I sueded in her actual head, not on her neck joint, but in her actual head, in the little groove. I sueded, and ever since I sueded, she's 100% better. Before, she would just like fall forward, like immediately, and I could never get her to look up. And she still has some trouble looking up, but I can get her to. Before, I couldn't get her to at all, really. She just looked straight back down. And then, I had a slight problem, which I didn't really notice at first with her horns. Is if you're a perfectionist, mine are not two extremely identical horns. One has a bit more of a curve to it than the other, which you can't really see unless you're in person, but and for some odd reason they don't really look like they're placed evenly on the head either. But that might just be me. And inside her head, you have your average S-hook, and she came with plasticine as her eye putty. I actually just noticed that. I wasn't paying attention, and I guess because I've changed her eyes before, she came with some very light pink eyes, natural. Now she has some I bought for her that are the alert red from Mint on Card. So I had to change out because I was a little bit paranoid about leaving plasticine because I've heard some bad things about it. So I changed out her eye putty, which was just the $1 big old block that does a lot of eyes from Mint on Card. Every magnet in her head was not attached, as I think I mentioned before. So I just finished gluing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different magnets in. Because she has 2 magnets for each horn. Yeah, that was not in. I had to, there we go. I had to put it in there. I had to glue that. And then I had to glue the one on the inside of the head here. And the 2 regular kind of keep the head on magnets. And these 2 magnets. Don't know if anyone else has ever had that problem with the 5-star company or the 5-star tong. But, I mean, it wasn't a huge problem. My fingers are completely covered in super glue now, but it was an easy fix. Go to the dollar store, buy super glue, glue them all in. Be very, very careful about which way you put each magnet in, because God forbid you don't want 2 polarized magnets that won't go together. Other than that, I mean, 5-star is a little bit on the cheaper side of dolls. Not incredibly, unless you get to the big ones. The small ones are still kind of expensive, if you ask me. But the bigger ones are pretty well priced. Not really interested in any of the other dolls. I was just in love. I don't know why. I just fell in love with Tong Tong. The only thing I'm gonna have to change, as I said, the sueding a little bit, and I'm going to have to fix her face up because, see if I can get it in here. She has a beautiful face up, but they randomly blushed her chin. And it looks like she got slapped in the neck right there. I don't know why they decided to blush her chin. I guess some people could do that. I've never really, none of my other dolls have blush right here on their chin. But I'm getting some Mr. Super Clear from Junkie Spot soon, so I'm going to clean that off with some Winsor Newton brush cleaner and just re-spray, because I like the rest of her. The rest of her thing, her eyebrows came in really well. A lot of my other dolls have kind of messed up eyebrows that are kind of going off in all sorts of different directions, but everything else about her face up, because this is the default face up, came out really well. And she came with one random wig, which is this kind of peachy pink wig, which is really pretty, but and I'm actually going to use it for one of my other dolls, but it doesn't fit this particular character. And I don't know if it was the 5-star company or Mint on Card that sent me these little shoes. They're really cute, and I like them. And she came in a box. Let me sit right here. And the box she came in is not a normal kind of doll box. I don't know if you've ever seen these at your local like Office Depot or something, but they're just file boxes that you can like put pictures in and stuff. And I've crammed mine with a bunch of random doll stuff. And her head was not attached when she was when she was shipped to me, which is what Mint on Card said. She came kind of this pillow right here was folded in half, and it had her body and her head separately in between it. But in all, I love my 5-star Tong Tong. Not too keen on any of their other dolls, but if they came out with a face mold I really liked, I would probably go for it because they're very well priced and the bodies aren't that bad. If you're really, really like anal about your double jointing and them being able to sit on their knees normally and stuff like that, you probably don't want to go, at least for this size of 5-star. I don't know about the bigger ones. And other than that, I think she's cute and amazing. She's got her little imperfections, but I love her because she can do a lot of things. Like my other dolls can't really do that as much. Like, and so, if you have any other specific questions about Tong Tongs from this 5-star company, Mint on Card, which I've ordered from quite a few times at this point. I even have 2 layaway orders with them right now. Or anything else specific that you'd like to know about any of these things, just leave me a comment or message me in my box and I'll get back to you. Bye.